Hi, my name is Patricia Vickers, and I'm with the Human Rights Coalition, and these are a few of our members here. We're dedicated to stopping the abuse and in solitary confinement. Teresa, you sneaking out?
I'm coming over to the other side.
We totally agree in agreement with everything that was said, and we know a lot about what's going on with solitary confinement. Human Rights Coalition has been working with prison abuse and solitary confinement since 2001. We're talking about solutions and ways to end solitary confinement. I just wanted to share with you a few things that we're working on as a group. We're made up of family members and supporters, family members who have loved ones in prison, and people who support the prisoners. And what we're working on is a statewide tour. We're trying to go, we believe that public awareness is the key. We believe that if people knew what was going on, like we're here today and we're listening to everything that's being said, if people knew what was going on behind bars, they would stand up and do something about it. So the Human Rights Coalition is conducting a statewide tour where we are looking to be invited to your churches, in your homes. If you have family members who you have a loved one in prison and you need your family to know what's going on, we'll come to your home and talk about solitary confinement. We'll go to your churches and talk about solitary confinement. The rec centers, we're doing a canvassing where we canvass the neighborhood. We're going door to door, talking to people about solitary confinement. We also have a website with the prison report. We do a prison report on our website about the abuses that goes on in prison. We also have a database, which Teresa mentioned, where we get letters from prisoners and we document the abuse, we document the prison, we document the guard's name, so at any point in time you can go into that database and key up Sergeant XYZ, and every issue of abuse that comes up under his name you'll see. Like Teresa said, a couple of governors and people went into our website and saw our database. Our prison report is also on our website. Another thing we do is a newsletter that's puts out quarterly, and we have those in a table in the back there where we send a newsletter to prisoners and family members and supporters, and letting them know what's going on behind bars, and letting them know that prisoners are human beings and that they don't deserve the treatment that they're getting. The newsletter is called The Movement. We also work with other groups. We have some legislation that we're putting together. We work with ACLU and Pennsylvania Prison Society trying to put together legislation against solitary confinement. We also advocate for the prisoners. We get letters from prisoners and they're complaining about the abuse that's going on. We have an emergency response team where we send the letters out across the network, and we have all family members call in to the prison for that family member, for that prisoner. We found that when the prison knows that the people on the outside, the public, is aware of the abuse that's going on, they tend to back off. So it's something that we're really proud of. We just got a letter from a person who's being sexually abused in his cell. His sister called, and she read the letter to me, and we're getting ready to do an emergency response for him. Said that he was sexually abused in his cell, and he's supposed to be in solitary confinement, so it shouldn't be anyone in his cell sexually abusing him. The Human Rights Coalition works with other groups. We work with juveniles serving life in prison, and we also work with having parole for lifers. So we're doing a lot of work there, but we can't do it alone. And like I said, we need support. When we had a hearing last year with Ron Waters, and he said that he can't go in the Congress or in front of everybody with just a handful of people. We need to get more people involved so that if we want to protest, we can have 3 busloads or 5 busloads of people to protest against solitary confinement and prison abuse. It's not going to happen without the community standing up and saying something.
Could I add something real quick? Yeah. I just wanted to add that we're here on a Saturday afternoon in this school, and I really think that we should try to do more, like everybody do more, because the organizers did a fantastic job with this. But we should all try to do more to get into the schools and get more young people involved, because Saturday afternoon's good, but it should be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Get in touch with anybody here. Like, if you have kids who are in school, like, we'd be happy to come and do the tour, speak in schools, speak at universities, get more young people involved, because Philadelphia School District closed over a couple dozen schools, and they're Pennsylvania's building new prisons for people, so it's directly affecting the youth, and we gotta just get more people involved to fight this unjust system.
And can I just briefly add one more little piece to it? A big part of it is also in educating families as to how to become activists in behalf of their families, and that's a big part of what we're doing as well. Getting with the families, let them know first of all what their rights are and things like that, and how they can advocate themselves. We assist them and assist them in carrying that out, and then a lot of times they can stand on their own later on about different things that are going on. So that's a big part of it, and I thank you for giving us the opportunity to put this out.
We're keeping a list up here too of things that people can do. The statewide tour, the legislation, the educating families, and the schools so far.